Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aquarius June 9, 2022. Today's energies can bring interesting people and ideas to your life. Still, there is some need to slow down and think about your responsibilities and duties with Saturn stationing and turning retrograde. Saturn's retrograde cycle lasts until October 23rd, and it's a period of review. Suppose you feel disconnected from the purpose of the responsibilities brought on by this Saturn transit to your sign. In that case, this retrograde can effectively magnify their heaviness or weight, even if they haven't changed or increased. In other words, your perception of your responsibilities can alter. It's best to keep in mind the overall purpose of this Saturn transit. You're learning to rely on yourself and get your life in order. Moderation helps now. Returning to a previous project may be particularly rewarding and more likely to succeed than a brand new one. It may be a time of reconsidering commitments or reviewing health and matters related to your personal manner or outlook and confidence levels. If you want to take your loved one away somewhere wonderful, then the day's planetary alignment makes for a journey that will be very memorable. It will not be so much a romantic outing, but more of an initiation into some kind of mystical secret. There is much under heaven and earth that we understand little about. Today you will have the chance to find out more. Who do you want to be, and how do you want to come across? You may often restrict yourself from being who you truly are, especially in a professional setting. But as Saturn stations retrograde in your sign today, you are encouraged to seriously reflect on your identity and presence as a professional. Saturn retrograde is going to be a period of tough love, since Saturn retrograde is going to be a seriously reflective time. However, you will benefit from this period as you become more confident in expressing yourself instead of cutting yourself short. While the moon's return to your financial sector tomorrow will give you a better read on money matters, there is a chance to first reflect on the impact that it has had on the income side of the financial fence over the last few days. It was the moon's monthly visit to your work sector and friendly aspect to planets in your income sector that has left you with new insight and reason for confidence on both fronts. There is a world out there waiting to be discovered. Your increased dynamism will spur other people into joining in. Be flexible and spontaneous, maybe traveling to a new town or on a short journey. Rediscovering your own local area can also be very inspiring, and even more enjoyable in the company of others. You're just the perfect picture of patience, and you have the natural charm to convince others to follow suit. Expect those around you to be impressed by your example and imitate it. You feel independent, open to fresh experiences. Don't be rushed too quickly into anything, even if you've a real opportunity to get to know someone new and interesting. Irrespective of whether you fall hopelessly in love or have a set plan, your love life is evolving in new ways. Try to make them the best. The astral configuration that is forming may bring up old, familiar feelings. There may have been many days like this in your life. You seem to know your intentions, but the impact of your words and actions can leave people feeling confused and sometimes afraid of you. The key is to recognize your own intensity and nurture it with things you do solo, skydiving or other risk-taking activities being prime examples. Get your daily dose of exercise. Productivity is a key word for a day like this. If you have a full workload, you can expect to lighten this considerably with the essence this vibration brings. In fact, you may discover that once you get going, you'll be able to get things accomplished quickly and efficiently. Make the most of this energy. Roll up your sleeves and have at it. You're sure to enjoy the satisfaction you'll feel at the end of a productive day. As much as the moon's return to an adventurous part of your chart today might make it hard to keep your work hat on, this works to your advantage. By tomorrow the moon will be at a friendly aspect to the sun in a playful part of your chart, making it even harder while at the same time creating the right distraction at the right time. This can guard against overthinking things at a time when the moon is just days away from coming full circle from an eclipsing full moon on the career front, and with the sun just 12 days away from your work sector. While Venus, The planet of love is still 2 weeks away from her return to your romantic sector, and from what can be some of the most romantically charged weeks of any year, the sun is already here. The sun already has the solar spotlight on matters of the heart and all things romantic, while the moon's return to an adventurous part of your chart will see a mix of romance, adventure, and nostalgia deepen over the coming days. Our eyes in the sky. As the moon spends its last hours in attention-seeking Virgo today, this is your last chance to make it all about you. This fiery emotional lunar combo loves to make you the center of everything, so even if you're shy at heart, you might actually enjoy being in the spotlight a little more than usual now. And since all eyes will be on you, why not look your best? This is prime primping energy, so make those hair and mani-pedi appointments ASAP. Clothes shopping is fun now too, as is taking more selfies from more fantastic angles than seem humanly possible. Although there's no social media posting limit, maybe there should be. No matter how good you look, people might be tired of seeing you live your best life by the time the day is over. But overall, not a bad problem to have. There's not a whole lot to complain about today unless you're looking extra hard for it. In the morning, the Virgo moon trines Uranus in Taurus, stimulating our intuition. The day ahead forecasts significant twists and turns, when riding the wave will make us magnets for serendipity. Although surprises and shakeups serve to release us from self-imposed limitations, the trine is also what is considered an easy aspect. This means that we can miss its most constructive effects if we are content to stay in the house. We don't have to go out of our way to use this influence to our full advantage. Try taking a different road to work, sampling a new cuisine, or volunteering to teach someone a skill you've cultivated. In the process, we'll place ourselves just enough outside our comfort zone, communicating to the universe our interest in an upgrade. Shortly following this, the moon squares off with the Gemini sun, prompting us to review events that have transpired since the May 30th Gemini new moon. Intentions were set for manifesting social connections that could aid us in sharing our voices within our communities. We might have begun ventures dealing explicitly with the spoken or written word, or undertaken research or investigative projects. Yet, now we find ourselves faced with adversity. Perhaps we are grappling with self-doubt. Or perhaps we are experiencing conflict with someone who has called our intelligence into question. If we adopt a know-it-all approach, we deny ourselves the opportunity to grow in our field of expertise. Remember, we are here to learn. Learning requires us to update our opinions when faced with new evidence. Don't deny yourself the chance for further self-development. We'll choose to express ourselves with acts of kindness and service to those we care about, who will then see our truest heart. Our need for variety can place us in situations where romantic engagements take a back seat. Ordinarily, asking for space won't be a problem here. It is more likely that issues will arise if we make our needs known improperly or fail to consider someone else's needs. The reverse may also be true. We feel neglected in some capacity by another, which makes us go looking for love in all the wrong places.